99% of meme coins will go to zero on day one. It used to be easy to spot these scam tokens, but now developers have new technology, which they use to extract your money through fees, farms, and rug pulls. In this video, I'll show you exactly how I'm using AI to identify meme coin scams that otherwise would be invisible to most traders. I'll reveal multiple red flags that I look out for before buying any Solana meme coin in 2026. But if you stick with me until the very end, I'll give you access to my custom-built AI tool that lets you literally just screenshot a token and then it scans all the metrics for you. My name is Vic. I've been in the crypto trenches since 2020. I've worked with brands like Kraken, Exodus, and over 100 more. And before we get started, I have to say thank you to my Telegram community, especially those who gave me some of the tips you're about to hear in this video. If you're not a part of my free Telegram community, it's where I post daily about what's going on in crypto, popular projects, news, and so much more. We also have a massive group chat with over 12,000 people that you can join completely for free. The link is down below. Just a warning, beware of scammers on Telegram. I also want to let you know that this video is not meant for financial advice. I'm only wanting to show you how I personally analyze tokens. You should know meme coins are high risk and you should always do your own research. I don't recommend you trading with money that you can't afford to lose. Also completely irrelevant from the video, but like a blood vessel burst in my eye. It doesn't hurt or anything, but if you were looking at it, I'm just letting you know about it just to get it out of the way. So in order to do all of this analysis, I'm going to use Axiom as my terminal. I've used Axiom since it released. They've maintained consistently high quality updates throughout its lifetime, and most other meme coin trading terminals pretty much just copy whatever Axiom has done. So this is what I would recommend you using. Sign up for it right now. There is a referral link down below, which will give you 10% off trading fees if you do use Axiom. And just to let you know, I might earn a small commission. However, Axiom doesn't pay me $1 outside of anything that I earn from refs, so it's worth checking out. I also have some of the highest viewed Axiom tutorials on all of YouTube. You can start with the first one right here if you want to deep dive into how to use this software. So now that we're on Axiom, I'm on the Discover page and I'm just looking at, the top trending tokens right here. And I'm going to just open this top trending one, which is Penguin, massive token right now. It's basically taking over the trenches. And I'm going to start my digging over on this right-hand side. Have the buy sell button collapsed like with this little arrow. I recommend you do that too, just so you can see some of the data on the bottom. But what I'm really going to be looking for up front is the developer wallet address and the actual contract address, because we're going to take these and run it through AI right away. So I'm jumping over to x.com and I'm going to click on Grok or Super Grok, whatever you have. And I'm going to use Grok to scan X for the contract address and the wallet address associated with this token. This is the first way that we're going to use AI to scan for us. And the reason we are scanning X is because if the wallet address that created that token has created other rug pulls or scams in the past, there's most likely going to be someone flagging it or creating conversation around it. And the same thing goes for the contract address. There might be independent researchers out there that are digging into the bubble maps or other analytical tools and then posting their results trying to exploit the project. So we'll come back over to Axiom and I'm going to click here right on the wallet address of the developer to copy it to my clipboard. I'll come back over to Grok and I'll just paste it in. Then I'll do the same thing with the contract address, which is right above it. So I've pasted them both and I labeled it dev wallet and token CA. And now we'll just write a quick prompt right above that. And you can craft your prompt however you want, but mine says, here is the wallet of a Solana meme coin developer along with the contract address of a token that I'm looking at right now. Can you find out if there are any scam accusations for either of these? And I just sent it right through to Grok and I'm going to let it do some work on the back end. This might take a minute or two. Now, the reason that I'm using Grok aside from ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or something like that is because it's scanning X, which is where crypto Twitter lives. And if an AI is going to find relevant information for me about a token, it's most likely going to be on X. And Grok is the AI of X. So it's a perfect fit. And you can see it's just like browsing different web pages, browsing different search terms, websites, tweets, all that stuff. Okay, so saying that the dev wallet, specifically that wallet, isn't tied to any scam that it knows of. It's also identifying exactly which token that it is. It's the Nishian Penguin. And then it says, however, there are notable scam accusations and controversies for the dev and team. It's saying here that the dev is tied to other wallets that could be a part of a scamming group, and that a contract audit tool gave this a poor security rating. So we essentially just had AI do our dirty work for us. But this isn't the only way I'm using AI to scan for projects. If you stick with me until the end, I promise it's going to be worth it. I'm going to give you a very powerful tool. So what we're looking at right here is the NYC token, and we haven't seen a lot of these recently. This was something that we saw a lot of at the start of 2025, but we just saw one again, and that would be politically endorsed tokens. I would say, as a general rule of thumb, if a politician has posted the contract address for a token, which the ex-mayor of New York literally launched this NYC token and rugged it at almost $600 million market cap, literally pulling the liquidity out. I would say, as a rule of thumb, if a politician posts a contract address, just stay away from it. This is an invisible scam if I have ever seen one. They're taking their credibility as a politician and they're just trying to extract from the crypto ecosystem. I can't even believe we live in a world where this is a thing, but I, for one, am done paying attention to any political figure pushing any crypto at this point. I don't buy into these whatsoever. In fact, when this stuff happens, I laugh for the people who fell for it. If you've been trading meme coins for a while, you definitely know what bundling is at this point, but let me just give a quick definition for anyone who's not fully clear. So before Pump Fund came out, the developer had full access to any liquidity that was put into a project, and they could literally just take it out at any point. That's where the term rug pull comes from. But after Pump Fund came out and became the industry standard, they weren't allowed to do that because their authority was revoked out the gate. They didn't have access to the liquidity. So token developers / scammers got very creative, and what they decided to do was to take a handful of wallets at the token's launch, distribute money within all of these wallets, and then buy up as much of the tokens as they can right when the project starts. That means that they got a ton of tokens for dirt cheap, and any money that comes in after them is increasing the value of those tokens. And if they sell it, they're basically rug pulling it through what we call a bundle of wallets. And many times it's so easy to see what a bundle looks like. It's very clear that this is just a massive bundle. And if you're trading something that looks like this, that is just so clearly manipulated, having these massive red single cell candles and these stair step green candles up, these are bundle scams, farms. Avoid this at all costs. This is pretty basic stuff. Now, what I showed you before was a super exaggerated example of what a bundle looks like visually, but here's a little bit of a more sophisticated look at a bundle. You have strong movements upward and downward, kind of making this jagged sawtooth type of pattern on the chart. This is extremely manipulated, not organic behavior for a chart whatsoever. And when you look at a chart that is moving like this, I would just completely steer away from it because there is most likely a lot of bundling and insider movement happening on the back end. And my objective as a trader when I'm trenching is to be in something that is organically running and is not being manufactured to run at all. It's riding the tail of the dragon, not riding a roller coaster made by a bunch of criminals. So I love to utilize X even further by looking into the community on X. If I come up to the top on Axiom, I can hover over this little blue icon of the two dudes and I can see that there is a community on X. So if I click that, I will come over to X and I'll start to look through exactly what is going on in the community. But more so, I am focused on who created the community. So this is the admin of the community, aka most likely the developer of the token. If I go to his profile, I can see that he only has 100 followers, and really there's not much authority or trust here. So the likelihood that he's going to do something malicious is higher than usual. I'd also recommend just going through the community members and seeing if there's anyone reputable or legitimate at all, or if it's just a bunch of low trust accounts like his. All right, so we're looking at this chart now, and I want to open up the trades panel right here and get access to this information on this side. And these are all the trades happening in real time, which is really, really valuable once you learn how to decipher what matters here. And the one thing that I'm looking for is if there's a lot of these yellow icons, which means top 50 holders. Now in this chart, there's not that many. It's pretty spaced out. It's pretty healthy. But if we take a look at this chart, which is definitely more of a farm, we can see that almost every single transaction here is either a yellow icon, a top 50 holder, a red icon, which is an identified bundler, a green icon, which is a fresh wallet, just as bad, meaning that most of these transactions are just fraudulent. They're just the development team trying to lure you in with fake volume. So everything moving on is something that we can utilize the AI tool I developed for very, very easily. But I'm going to go over each individual element that I look for before we just learn how to screenshot and then give it to AI to do that digging for us. So volume isn't exactly the best metric to look for anymore, but we should still have a benchmark for volume because volume is just so important. Volume being the amount of money that is trading in and out of that token. So if we come over to this token right here, we can see that the trade panel doesn't have that much top 50 or bundler activity. It's pretty spread out and somewhat healthy. And if we come up to the 5-minute volume right here, we can see that the 5-minute volume is $26,000, almost $27,000, which is nice. That's a good zone to be in, especially when I don't see a lot of top 50 or bundling transactions happening here. I can trust the volume a little more. And if the volume's sitting above $10,000 on the 5-minute, that's a pretty good place for it to be. It means the chart is moving along. And especially, like I said, if there's not a lot of these icons here, it's more trustworthy. But I can always just take a glance over here at the algorithm's decision of how many bundlers are in the project, how many insiders are in the project, how much the top 10 holders own, and how much the dev wallet owns. These four are probably the most important metrics here. I would say that bundlers and insiders should both be under 10%. The dev holdings should probably be under 1%, if not zero, like they shouldn't hold any. And the top 10 holders should be under 25%, in my opinion. And once we determine that this stuff looks clean, I'm going to scroll down here. I want to see a token banner right here because that means they paid for the DEX screener profile and they updated it. And there's a lot of debate at this time. Why is DEX Screener still getting money from tokens to update their profile? They get $300 per paid token profile. It's crazy. And no one even is using DEX Screener anymore to trade. It's just this weird tax that every developer pays, but it signifies commitment. It also allows them to customize links, do a proper community takeover, things like this. So as weird as it is, seeing this banner is actually what we want to see. Then we come down a little lower and we have reused token images. So it'll actually scan the token image and see if there's any other tokens like that. And then we have similar tokens, which judges based on name, judges based on meta, on the general token image. Like this is more of a loose algorithm here. And I don't want to see too many of these. Like I want this to be a pretty original concept, but if this is the original token and it ran, you will definitely get vamps and copycats here. So one metric that a few people in the chat were saying was very important were the global fees paid. This is going to reflect authentic volume. And the rule of thumb that some people in the chat have told me and that I've seen being discussed is for every one Solana here, there should be a $10,000 market cap. So at its peak here, 150K market cap, there should have been about 15 Solana in the global fees paid. And just looking at where we're at now with it, 55 Solana, and this much volume has been transacted since that point, I would say that this checks out and this is looking pretty authentic to me. I also want to pay attention quickly and make sure that this developer has some migrations. So if we look at this little crown up here, you can see dev migrations. There's 2 of them. And I mean, if the dev has launched a ton of tokens and they have no migrations, that's not good. That just means they keep rugging them. Some devs can manipulate this though. They can just bundle it all the way to the migration point right away and basically buy this. But this token seems pretty organic. So I trust that these 2 dev migrations are probably authentic. All right, now you're probably wondering, how do I use AI in order to just look over all those metrics for me and I'm going to show you. So here is a custom GPT that I made in ChatGPT, which goes over all of those different metrics that I just provided for you. And we don't need to even tell it anything. We don't even need to prompt it. All we're going to do is come over to the token page, make sure that your buy sell is collapsed and that I can see similar tokens and reused images here. And then we're going to just screenshot the entire page. Okay. Come over to the Axiom scanner GPT that I created, paste it, and then send it off to ChatGPT. Now I'm going to analyze the image, and then based on the benchmarks that I just discussed with you, it's going to start comparing that token to the benchmarks. And here's what it came up with. 5-minute volume is above 10,000. That's good. The global fees versus market cap, check out like I talked about. The token image originality did not check out. There were reused tokens. The deck screener has been updated. The bundlers, the insiders, developer holdings, and top 10 holdings are all good, but the developer only had 2 migrations, which is a bit of a red flag here. And then there's obviously a disclaimer at the bottom, which says this is only for educational purposes, and it's not telling you that this is a good trade to make. It's not financial advice. It's just a tool, so you don't have to go through all of these metrics every single time to identify where they're at. It just makes your life easier. It makes trenching faster, especially if you're new to it. And as I promised, I'm going to give this tool to you completely for free. This is how you get it. So in order to access the Axiom Scanner AI, you'll have to go over to vicmasterlist.com, which is my brand new resource database website. So just click get access or sign up to make a completely free account. So then once you are logged in, you can just scroll right down to the custom resources section where I have all of the custom resources I've made in all of my YouTube videos. And the AI will be listed right at the top. It's not here yet because I'm making the video right now, but it will be soon once this video is out. And you just click open and it will bring you right over to the custom GPT that I made. You should definitely explore the site a bit. We have our most popular links at the top. And if you scroll down, we have the entire master list with all of the trusted resources that I use in crypto. Once you have a verified account, which is very easy to get. You just fill out a form with your information. You can actually hunt for some bounties by doing a few different things. There's also daily bounties like message in the chat, comment on a video. And these bounties will earn you XP that you can use to claim some rewards. So if you want a gifted sub on Kick, you can get a VIP chat role to send gifts in the chat. I know a bunch of people on Telegram want that, or like I'll follow you on X, stuff like this. So if you want that resource and all of these other resources completely for free, vicmasterlist.com. And if you already have not, make sure you join my Telegram. It's completely for free. The link to Axiom is also below. And I don't know if you know this, but I'm trying to grow the #1 how-to channel for crypto on all of YouTube. If you want to be a part of that journey, make sure you click subscribe, turn on the notification bell. My current goal is to put out one of these videos every single week right now, and I'd love for you to be a part of this. So again, subscribe to the channel, and as always, stay safe in the trenches.